परम पूज्य सोना रिम्पोचे की दूरदर्शी सोच और प्रयासों से, परम पावन दलाई लामा के आशीर्वाद से भारत के टेलीविजन इतिहास में पहली बार शुरू हुआ है एक टेलीविजन कार्यक्रम जो समर्पित है भगवान बुद्ध के दर्शन, ज्ञान और बौद्ध परंपराओं को। कार्यक्रम में दुनिया के तमाम बड़े बौद्ध धर्मगुरु, बौद्ध ज्योतिष शास्त्री रोज आप तक पहुंचा रहे हैं अमूल्य जानकारियां। सबसे पहले देखिए बौद्ध धर्म से जुड़ी महत्वपूर्ण जानकारियां।
लद्दाख को लामाओं की भूमि कहा जाता है। लद्दाख के खूबसूरत प्राकृतिक नज़ारे तो मन को लुभाते ही हैं, लेकिन यहाँ पर स्थित तमाम बौद्ध मठ भी इसकी खूबसूरती में चार चांद लगा देते हैं। लद्दाख की सबसे बड़ी मॉनेस्ट्री हेमिस मॉनेस्ट्री है। हम आपको दिखा रहे हैं हर साल हेमिस मॉनेस्ट्री द्वारा आयोजित किए जाने वाले हेमिस फेस्टिवल की झलकियाँ। आप देख रहे हैं मुखौटा नृत्य। ये नृत्य लामाओं द्वारा पेश किए जाते हैं। इस नृत्य का आकर्षण इतना ज्यादा होता है कि पूरी दुनिया से लोग खींचे चले आते हैं। बौद्ध धर्म में इस मुखौटा नृत्य का अहम स्थान होता है। इस मुखौटा नृत्य में देवताओं और पशुओं के मुखौटे पहनकर पारंपरिक ताल पर पौराणिक और पारंपरिक संदर्भों का प्रयोग कर उन्हें नृत्य शैली में पेश किया जाता है। ये मुखौटा नृत्य धर्म और आस्था के प्रतीक होते हैं। लद्दाख क्षेत्र बौद्ध लामाओं की साधना स्थली है। धर्म और शांति के इस क्षेत्र में अगर कोई एक बार यहाँ आ जाता है तो यहाँ की अमिट यादें उसके जहन से कभी नहीं मिटती हैं। देशी और विदेशी सैलानियों के लिए यहाँ का मुख्य आकर्षण यहाँ के बौद्ध मठ ही हैं। बौद्ध मठों द्वारा आयोजित इन महोत्सवों के लिए भारी तादाद में पर्यटक हर साल यहाँ पहुँचते हैं।
कैसे दूर हो आपके जीवन की मुश्किलें, कैसे सवरे आपका करियर, कैसे सफल हो आपका हर काम, क्या कहते हैं आपकी किस्मत के सितारे। जानिए सटीक होने वाली बौद्ध भविष्यवाणियां।
नमस्ते टाशिदले। 14 December Tuesday, 9th day of the 11th lunar month. Elemental combination is fire and fire. A good combination, and this brings growth and increase. Indication of receiving gifts and offers are there. The day is specifically good for doing business, planting grains, practicing generosity, and making offerings to wealth deities. But avoid surgery and thoracic therapies like moxibustion, bloodletting, and golden needle therapies, because Seksei also falls on same day. Shigi Namgo is there, so avoid performing rituals and prayers for deceased. Bumtong or empty ways is at north direction, so avoid all important activities, especially funeral procession, while facing north. The day is favorable for people belong to mouse, horse, snake, pig, and sheep animal sign, and unfavorable for people belong to monkey and bird animal sign. 15 December Wednesday, 10th day of the 11th lunar month. The elemental combination is water and water. A good combination and such elements has energy that strengthens and extends one's life. Chi Ginamgo is there, thus unfavorable to start any new activities, especially public meetings and public gatherings. Bumtong or empty ways is at north direction, so avoid all important activities, especially funeral procession while facing north. The day is favorable for people who belong to pig, mouse, ox, dragon and dog animal sign. On this day, do not perform Naga offerings and Naga rituals. December Thursday, later 10th day of the 11th lunar month. The elemental combination is water-wind, inauspicious combination and brings disharmony and separates friends and relatives. Therefore, do not believe in any rumors and deal well with your friends and relatives in order to avoid breakups. Chi Ginamgo is also there, thus unfavorable to start any activities, especially public meetings and public gatherings. Bumtong or empty ways is at north direction, so avoid all important activities, especially funeral procession while facing north. The day is not favorable for raising prayer or Lungta flags. BT starts from 1812, so avoid Tarsic therapies like moxibustion, bloodletting and golden needle therapies. Thank you and see you tomorrow at same time.
क्या है भगवान बुद्ध का दर्शन, बौद्ध धर्म का गूढ़ ज्ञान, कैसे मिले दुख से मुक्ति, कैसे पाए बुद्धत्व, क्या है धम्मम, क्या है संघम। ये कार्यक्रम आपको हर रोज दे रहा है ऐसे तमाम सवालों के जवाब। आज बौद्ध धर्म के प्रकांड विद्वान परम पावन दलाई लामा से जानिए भगवान बुद्ध का दर्शन और बौद्ध धर्म का सही ज्ञान।
Me, age now over 70, now myself 75. So we belongs to 20th century. The 20th century gone. 20th century, we witnessed century of bloodshed, century of violence. According to some historian, the last century, over 200 millions of people killed through violence. So then later part of the century, desire for peace, non-violence, start, right? Resentment to violence, or some kind of feeling of fed up about violence. It's a start later part of 20th century. Then beginning of this 20th century, the desire for peace really increasing. In that field, you, Japanese people, because your own experience during Second World War, you suffer immensely. And actually, 2 nuclear weapons, nuclear bomb, actually experienced by Japanese people, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So you are the leading nation for peace or against war, particularly against a nuclear weapon. So now you, people age, say, 20, 30 or below, you are the people of this century, 21st century. Now, 21st century, about now 10 years past, 90 years yet to come. So, what kind of century will be much depend on you, this generation. So I'm indeed very happy meeting with you and also the interact. So exchange the views. I'm very happy. Now, I want to tell you, in different parts of the world, number of people who have the feeling we humanity basically negative nature. So violence is part of human nature. So therefore, the world doomed survey. Doomed survey. Doomed. So that kind of sort of view, I think that's totally mistake, wrong. Here there are pockets, violence there. Still very much there. But if you look overall picture, 6 billion human beings seems to see through 20th century sort of a lot of suffering, we humanity becoming more mature. So people, now for example, the concept of war, in early part of 20th century and later part of 20th century, big change. And also the concept of the environment, issue of environment. In early part, I think maybe very few, but generally no concern, no awareness. We also have the responsibility to take care about this planet. And then, so at that time, you see, people just, you see, consume everything. No awareness, limitation of these nature resources. Then also, concept of spirituality. In early part of 20th century, people only talk about material development, value of matters. Later part of 20th century, began to feel there is limitation of material value. Ultimately, peace of mind is very essential. So, paying some attention about importance of peace of mind. So, whether believer or non-believer, now more and more people now talking and thinking about value of spirituality. And also people, because you see, generally, you see, facing some kind of crisis of moral ethics. So that also brings interest about our moral ethics. Then also in 20th century, in early part of 20th century, the things can change by sort of, what's the organization with expenses of individual freedom. Looks the Bolshevik Revolution, 1917. And then certain sort of different sort of centralized sort of institution start. Made every effort but failed. So eventually it became very clear human individual creativity is very, very essential. In order to utilize individual creativity, individual freedom is very, very important. So these are big change within 1 century in the 20th century. So therefore, judging from overall picture, because of humanity becoming more mature, more realistic, so therefore things are sort of, what's the day, better and better. 1996, I met late Queen Mother of England. At that year, her own age, 96. So she observed whole century, 20th century. So when I met her, I asked her, since you observed almost whole century, so according to you, world becoming better or remain same or worse? Without hesitation, she mentioned better. World is improving. Her reason, she mentioned 2 things: concept of human right and right of self-determination. When she was young, not sort of common, these concepts. Nowadays, the human right and right of self-determination, these things are universal. She made these 2 things as an example. So then to some extent, myself, I born 1935. So just the beginning of Second World War. You Japanese army, I think already in China, isn't it? 35, isn't it? Around 35. I can't remember very exact. Anyway, the Second World War about to start in Europe, Nazi Germany, and Italy, Mussolini. You see these fascist, what do you call fascist? You see these develop. So then, after Second World War, Korean War, Vietnam War, and so on. So almost in my whole sort of the early part of whole my life is often news, often war, and these immense violence fail to solve human problem. In fact, increasing more problem.